Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. My name is NORSHARYNA SHAFAWI, currently working as a librarian at Department of Statistics Malaysia, DOSM. My research topic is about exploring users' engagement with social media in the libraries, practices, perception and contributing factors. The presentation will highlight the main component of the research as stated in the slide. The mainstreaming use of social media has impacted the library as it has been identified to be an efficient platform for libraries to foster networking and enhance engagement with their users' community. The unique characteristic of social media with high-tech blend with the human touch give a valuable means for libraries to provide services behind its physical wall. However, despite its widespread usage, an engagement rate of social media still not satisfying and low among the library users, and evaluation of social media use remain elusive and scarce in the library literature. Prior studies have yet to reveal to what extent the presence of social media in the library trigger user awareness and influence their engagement, subsequently how it further impacts on actual library use among the library users. Therefore, the study aimed to investigate the factors that drive users' engagement with social media and to investigate the factors that contribute to user engagement with library social media site, as well as to examine the relationship between users' engagement and actual library use. A significant number of research were conducted revolving social media effort, including information quality, perceived interactivity, individual attributes, perceived net benefit, online engagement as mentioned clearly in the slide. The theoretical framework for the study are derived from various domains from IS information system model, communication model, as well as consumer engagement model by Dillon and Madeline 2004 and Wang 2006. For perceived interactivity model proposed by Macmillan and Huang 2002, online consumer engagement model by Molan and Wilson 2002 and Rees Yan 2012. So, online user engagement was conceptualized through three interrelated dimensions of engagement, which is cognitive, affective, behavioral engagement, were measured to see how there's relationship on the library usage. We move to research methodology. A mixed method approach were employed, which is embedded research design. The primary data, quantitative, was complemented by a secondary, which is a qualitative. The detail of diagram is presented in slide. A brief information about sampling and study area. The study was conducted in 6 libraries in Malaysia, which is a UITM, UTM for academic library, while for public library, the study was conducted in Penang, Selangor and Sarawak. Study population were library users and staff or library professionals who are managing social media in their respective library. Data collection period is since 2016. A number of 334 respondents are useful for analysis, while for qualitative studies, 11 participants consist of a librarian or PR officer will participate in the interview. For sampling procedure, the study used a convenient sampling for quantitative, while for perceived sampling was conducted to gather the qualitative data. And data source and instrument, the questionnaire was distributed personally by the researcher with assistance of the library staff, and followed by the interview was conducted one-to-one interview to the participant. For data analysis, both SPSS and Smart PLS 3.0 were used for inferential analysis and descriptive analysis, while thematic analysis for use for interview collection data. Okay, we move to main finding. The respondent demographic profile consists of gender, age group, educational background, designation, and library membership. And the study shows that females are more than their male counterpart, about 78.5%. Similar sample composition was shown that from the study conducted by Ismail Kiran Abriza and Siti Azila and Aziza 2011. For demographic profile of the respondent age is about 51% is aged between 21 to 30 years old. The study also shows that the type of social media use, the most respondents choose YouTube and Facebook as their preferred channel, and they spend 42.8% spend 3 to 5 hours per day. And we move to the activity engaged on social media tools. The studies show that the 78.4% engaged for communicating with friends and family, followed by accessing information and news, studies and personal development, entertaining and gaming, as well as shopping. In line with the objective to investigate the current practice and practice of the social media application in the libraries, most of the libraries under study have more than 4 social media channels, and they share the similar purpose of social media program, which is information sharing, interaction, promote library services, and collection, new arrival, and so forth, as mentioned in the slide. We move to the hypothesis statement. The study shows that there is out of 4 main predictor of users' engagement of social media: information quality, perceived interactivity, perceived net benefit are statistically significant positive relationship, and the individual attribute show insignificant result. The finding from qualitative also support the quantitative, which are clearly mentioned in the slide. And finally, there is also statistically significant positive relationship between users' engagement and actual library usage. The result also is supported, and the qualitative analysis gathered from the interview, they said that, as respondents said that the social media has been proven to be an effective way to connect and engage to the library community. We move to the interpretation and discussion of finding. The study shows that the more users engage with the library channel, the more likelihood they use the library sources and services and create participation and lively environment within social media environment, as well as it will be increase the engagement among library users, result in the behavioral outcome in relation to the library use. The result is also corroborate with previous research by Garment et al. 2012, Kabadai Price 2014, and Gangi 2016. Implication of finding. The study shows that information quality, perceived interactivity, perceived benefit were significant predictor in influencing users' engagement with social media. In light of the study finding, it shows that the significance of information quality dimension, which is relevance, accuracy, trustworthy, timeliness, credible sources, are one of the predictors of users' engagement with library social media. It shows that provision of information quality standard is highly necessary for content development, and IQ, which is information quality, need to be taken care by the social media content manager before posting any information on particular library social media site. Greater emphasis also on perceived interactivity is one of the important predictor to elicit users' engagement. Criteria of immediate response, interactive communication, and reciprocity should be enforced to getting interactive and lively environment within social media environment. And for perceived benefit, several course of action for libraries to leverage social media is important, not only to disseminate information, but the library needs to do a market survey on what the users need, what the user interest, what their preference, to make their engaged to the library. And finally, about the engagement dimension, the study shown that engagement is one of the key measures of social media success. The engagement, the library have to leverage social media technologies by providing more quality content, attractive, greater and emphasis on the element of interactivity to catch and foster engagement towards the library, subsequently enhance the library use. Several recommendations were made based on the research finding. So the library need to expand the use of other social media platforms available in the market, and they need to do ongoing investment for staff training and development in order to upgrade their skill, experience and talent. The library need also to increase promotion both online and offline to showcase the existence and usefulness of this media. They need a proper and strategic policy concerning social media content development and activities, and as well as explore the best practice and success stories of social media implementation for benchmarking for any improvement. And for the librarian and information professional, they need to adaptable with current and new technologies and upgrade their digital literacy, equipped with the hard skill and soft skill to meet patterns in exploitation, and they need to do more research and on best practice of social media implementation, and they are trendsetter of latest technology for improving library delivery system. And lastly, for university, they need to design a relevant and appropriate curriculum on social media technology as a teaching model in library science, and they need to organize related training, theory on hands-on for lecturer or student to keep abreast with the latest technology or Internet of Things. There are several contributions to knowledge based on the study, including theoretical, methodological, practical, empirical evidence, and the study provide an evidence-based investigation of the factors on determining users' engagement with social media by highlighting the quality of information, perceived interactivity, and a benefit on the actual impact in relation to the library use. Okay, in summary, the study shows that all libraries under study have adopted multiple social media channels as a way to promote and market their information services, as well as to outreach their audience in online environment. They share the similar purpose of social media adoption to promote the library sources, to get connected with users, and as well as to receive their feedback about the services. Several factors were examined, and the result found that the information quality, perceived interactivity, and perceived net benefit were found to be an important predictor of user engagement with library social media. That means the information and communication factors play an important role in facilitating users' engagement in social media platform. The study also provide and contribute the development of social media engagement framework that can be used for evaluation of social media effectiveness, which is relatively scarce in the library literature. Okay, as any other research, the study also has several limitations, as mentioned in the slide. Since the research setting only covered the 6 libraries, both public and academic libraries in Malaysia, the research unable to conduct to the all libraries in Malaysia due to the time and the budget constraint. Another one is convenient sampling use, is because the researcher unable to get a sampling frame from the respective libraries under studied. Unequal. Next limitation is about unequal participation of the respondents. Is due because during the data collection process, the researcher found that most of the library users at that time is female, and the study shows that the similar composition, sample composition has been found in several previous studies, as I mentioned before. And lastly but not least, generalization based on the finding from the study need to be made with caution due to the coverage of study. I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you for listening, and everything is theoretically impossible until it's done. Thank you.